Hello, my name is Luke Seipel, and my presentation is on gravitational waves and the justification for the existence of God. What are gravitational waves? Gravitational waves can be thought of as the ripples that propagate outward from a pond after a pebble is thrown into the pond. The ripples are big at first, and then they dissipate as they go out from the initial source. The sources of gravitational waves are much more massive than a pebble. They are black holes colliding, neutron stars colliding, or supernovas. By the time they get to our detectors on Earth, they are very small and very difficult to detect. In order to detect these ripples, we use LIGO, which stands for Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. This observatory was first built in the 1980s and has been in service since. They built them in Washington and in Louisiana, and they consist of very long vacuum tubes that are over 4 kilometers apiece. And they fire a laser down the vacuum tube, and they can measure the interference from that laser being bounced in that L-shaped vacuum tube. And by being able to actually take the measurements from the laser, they can detect any deflection in the 4 kilometer long tube. This deflection is what we see as gravitational waves. Gravitational waves were first thought about or first theorized about by Albert Einstein when he introduced his theory of general relativity. Um, his general theory of relativity states that space and time are one in the same and is a fabric that is forever going outward in the universe. And gravity is basically when anything massive is sitting on that fabric. You can think of this as a trampoline. You see a trampoline with nothing on it, it looks like a flat plane. If you put a 10-pound bowling ball on it, you will see an indentation in the trampoline, and anything you roll out there will go toward that depression. That's a very layman's term for how it goes, but that is basic gravity, according to Einstein's theory. Um, in 2015, LIGO was able to successfully detect gravitational waves for the first time, and it did so by detecting two black holes merging together. It has since had many, many more successes. The universe that we live in is believed to be over 13 billion years old. This has been proven by the amount of light that can reach our planet and how long it takes for our planet to receive that light. Um, the longest we can see back in time, more or less, is 13 billion years and some change. The Bible indicates that the world is roughly 6,000 years old. So I would like to reconcile these two numbers. I would postulate that Einstein's theory of relativity may not be wrong, but neither is there proof that the Bible and the teachings in it are wrong. I believe that if God made the heavens and the earth, he is in control of everything that is going on. And if he were to have built space-time out of nothing, then he would be able to control our perception of that time. So, with that said, the uh, the the universe is supposedly came from a big bang, which basically is something from nothing. Well, in the Bible, it also states that in the beginning there was nothing. So we should be able to come together and find a common ground. There is room in our lives for both science and faith. There's evidence to support both schools of thought. We must stay curious, as we are flawed, as is our flawed nature as human beings. In the Bible, it states that we are flawed as human beings, intrinsically. And from a scientific standpoint, everybody knows we're not perfect. But ultimately, nobody knows where we stand in our universe. Ultimately, your faith in the Lord needs to be strong, and your curiosity for the amazingness that is around us needs to be strong. God's kingdom is beautiful, and He has made very, very, very many things for us to be able to use, and for everything that is here has a reason for it to be here. So, that is my presentation. I don't believe that gravitational waves disprove the existence of God. I just don't see the evidence for it. I believe that both things can exist in nature and in faith. Thank you.